Hi there, friends. Today I'm going to be talking about the book Mort by Sir Terry Pratchett and why I think that it is a good entrance into the Discworld series if you were looking to get into that. Now, first things first, I would like to address that Mort is listed as book number 4 of the Discworld series, and a lot of people are thrown off by that. Now, I consider Discworld kind of as more of a setting than a series, and it's more of a collection of different series because of that. And Mort is number 1 of one of these series, often called the Death series. I'm not sure if that's actually its official title, but that's what a lot of people call it. And because of this, you don't need to read the first 3 books of the Discworld series to understand what is happening in Mort. It introduces new main characters, and the plot is its own thing. So yes, that being said, you don't have to worry. You're not going to be confused or lost if you start with this book instead of starting with number 1. So our title character, Mort, is a young man. He's on the cusp of adulthood, and he's very well-intentioned. He's overly helpful and a bit vague and kind of clumsy. That's just, one of those really nice people that really wants to help, but sometimes it's better if they just sit over there and let you do your job kind of people. Now, he goes to a job fair and ends up getting apprenticed to Death, the Grim Reaper. Now, with his personality and demeanor combined with the responsibilities that the Grim Reaper has, you can kind of imagine how that goes. I recommend Mort more than any other Discworld book to new readers for a variety of reasons. One is because, well, I started very early on with Mort, and I'm very happy that I did. It was the second Discworld book that I ever read, and it caught me up in it. And I don't think that I would be as enthusiastic of a fan of Discworld if I hadn't had Mort very early on in my Discworld journey. It's just a very fun book to read. Secondly, the Grim Reaper plays a pretty major role in Mort, and Death, with the dark robes and the scythe and the skeleton, is such a cultural icon, both in pop culture and in folklore. It's something that people are very familiar with, and it's something that is used to embody the human fear and sort of uncertainty of death. He is often kind of a figure that inspires dread. And because of this, a lot of people enjoy the twist that Terry Pratchett takes with his personality, both through humor and through humanizing. Very quickly you come to empathize with Death and kind of want to be his friend. You don't see him as a villain as much anymore because he's just doing his job. So I think a lot of people really enjoy that aspect of Death. Another reason why I recommend it as a very early or a first Discworld book is because it explores the setting of Discworld very well. One of the first paragraphs, I think within the first 4 or something, is a nice zoom out to view Discworld from space, basically. And so it describes the entirety of the planet and gives you a lot of information that's good to know, both for this book and for, several others if you decide to go on and read a different book later. Additionally, throughout the book, both Mort and Death journey and explore all across the disc. And because of this, they explore and give you, I guess, nice little snapshots of several different locations and different cultures across the disc, which kind of leaves you fascinated and hungering for more. So I think that's an important aspect of this book. And then lastly, I think that this is a really good book to start with because death is a very integral part of Discworld. This is because he does show up throughout different series continuously, outside of his own. And for me personally, Discworld was my Mort was my second Discworld book. And being able to read other books and see death as a character in them and kind of recognize him like an old friend and just be like, oh hey, I know this guy. I know you. I know where you're from. I know what you do. I know what you do. It's death. It very much it led an extra layer of enjoyment to reading for me personally, and I think that other people would find that as well. And so yeah, I think that that's an aspect. By the way, if you are starting to get into Discworld because you read Good Omens or you saw the TV series, it's the same. It's a similar death character. I mean, obviously, it's not the same guy because Death of Discworld versus other deaths is different, but the character is very similar. That is why I recommend Mort as one of your first Discworld books. Of course, look into it, research it. If it doesn't sound interesting to you, then that's fine. I'm not saying you have to start anywhere. If you have any questions or comments, please type them below, and I'll see you around.